Looking for the perfect bread knife to slice through crusty loaves or delicate pastries with ease? In this video, we compare 4 top-rated bread knives to help you find the best fit for your kitchen. Okay friends, let's see top 4 best bread knife review.
Number 1.
Shun Classic Bread Knife. What we love. Bread knives are often praised for their functionality rather than their fashion, but this is one good-looking kitchen tool. Shun's classic line bread knife is made from Damascus steel with Shun's proprietary VG Max core, which has a much higher carbon content than most bread knives. This means that the serrated edge of the knife is less likely to dull over time, key for a knife that needs to be maintained professionally to keep its edges sharp. In testing, this knife sliced tomatoes beautifully thin, and even the crustiest sourdough provided almost zero resistance. We also appreciated the height of the blade, which provided some extra heft and cutting force without adding extra weight. Finally, the Japanese Wa-style handle was comfortable to grip and helped provide a little extra leverage. Because there's no palm swell or shape to the handle, it lets the user find the position that's most comfortable for them. What we'd leave, the 9-inch blade was plenty long for most bread loaves, but wider bowls were tricky to cut all the way across without having to angle the knife. It's also hard to ignore how expensive this knife is. If you have money to spend, go for it. We think this knife's construction, finish, and feel justifies the price point. But if you're working with a lower budget, our lower-cost picks may serve you just as well. Pros: high carbon steel will stay sharper longer, beautiful knife. Cons: pricey.
Number 2.
Wüsthof Classic Bread Knife. What we love. This German-made knife makes the list, despite its high price, because of its unique and super effective design. Its 9-inch blade, 1.5 inches shorter than the Mac Pro, is double serrated, which means it has mini teeth within the larger, scalloped serrations. All those extra sharp points give it better grip on waxy surfaces like the exterior of a tomato or watermelon and make for fast, easy slicing. This knife also asks very little of you. During testing, the double set of serrations cut through hard crust with very little exertion from the tester and produced such thin slices of tomato that we could see right through them. One final advantage of a double serrated blade: because there are more of them, each individual serration will wear less, so the knife stays sharper for longer. Take note, though the double serrated knife is part of the Wüsthof Classic series, defined by the shape of the handle and the bolster, as well as the hardness of the steel, this is not the bread knife that you'll get if you buy the classic knife set. That one has a more typical single serrated design. What we'd leave, at 9-inch, this knife's blade was shorter than a few of our top picks. This made it tricky to cut wider loaves straight across, though it was an adequate length for most batards and pan loaves. And while this knife was a top performer, you're definitely going to pay a premium for the knife's quality. Pros: unique serration design provides good grip and leverage. Cons: slightly shorter blade.
Number 3.
Mac Professional Series Bread Knife. Why it tops the list. We already love Mac Professional's chef's knife and paring knife, so we had high hopes for the Japanese brand's bread cutter. Sure enough, it outperformed the competition when we put over a dozen popular serrated knives to the test. What makes it so great? First, the length of the blade is 10.5 inch, that's about half an inch longer than most, making it easy to slice more in a single stroke with much less effort, a big plus with wider loaves of bread like focaccia. The blade is also significantly thinner than many others and has a scalloped edge that makes clean slices through even the crustiest bowls. While the thin blade makes the knife lighter, testers noted that the light weight doesn't compromise the knife's sturdiness. Bon Appetit food director Chris Morocco says the Mac Professional feels unbreakable and incredible to use. Some bread knives feel about as refined as a buzzsaw, but this one is like a bread scalpel. Does that sound weird? Well, it won't when you slice through your "what are they trying to prove to the world with this crust sourdough?" Details we love. The blade has a gentle curve that gave our testers a bit of extra leverage when dealing with tough patches on the bottom of crusty loaves of bread. What we'd leave. The biggest drawback of this knife is its relatively hefty price tag. We've found that with bread knives, cost doesn't always correlate with quality, so a less expensive knife could serve you just fine. It also lacks a bolster, the bit of metal that connects the blade to the handle, which we would normally expect in a knife at this price. Pros: good balance, curved shape offers extra leverage. Cons: you can spend less and get a serviceable bread knife.
Number 4.
Tojiro Bread Knife Slicer Cutter, what we love. Tojiro's knives have been gaining attention for their high performance and budget pricing, and the brand's bread knife checks both these boxes. It sports the longest blade of any serrated knife we tested, but it's lightweight, only 4.3 ounces, compared to the 6.6 ounces our top pick weighs, made it easy to control the knife. Admittedly, some people might find the knife's almost shocking flexibility concerning, but we think the thinner blade has an advantage over the competition. It requires less effort to saw through thicker loaves of bread. Its razor-sharp teeth cut quickly and cleanly, and with a thinner spine, even the crustiest bread provided almost zero resistance. It also sliced through juicy tomatoes like they were butter. This was one of the sharpest bread knives we tested, and because the blade itself is so long, it's perfect for frequent bakers and large loaf lovers. What we'd leave. While we were impressed with this knife's performance given its price point, it's worth mentioning that it's not a full-tang knife, meaning the steel doesn't run the entire length of the handle. The handle itself is also on the smaller side, so people with larger hands might find it trickier to wield. Pros: extra long, flexible blade that requires less effort to use. Cons: not full-tang and its lightweight means you can't exert too much force.
Thanks for watching.